Hi, I'm Donna Barnes. In this clip, I'm going to talk to you about long-distance relationships and can they work? And yes, they can. And there's good and bad to a long-distance relationship. The really good is that it usually fosters great communication. Communication is the foundation of a good relationship, and all too often when you have really hot chemistry with somebody, you don't talk that much because you can't keep your hands off of each other. And then you really don't know each other. And then as you get to know each other, you recognize that you're really not right for each other. Here's a huge cautionary about long-distance relationships. People with commitment issues are very comfortable and very happy in a long-distance relationship because it's a commitment without being smothered. And that's what commitment phobia is like claustrophobia. They feel smothered. So you can come together and have this short period of time, even if it is a week or two, and it's all, but like there's an end date, and they know there's an end date. And this is all subconscious. They probably have no idea that they feel this way. And unfortunately, all too often, someone moves their whole life for the other person, and then it suffocates them when they get there, and they have all these feelings, and you don't know how you're going to feel about something until it actually happens. And you've now uprooted your whole life and you resent that person for making you do that. When you're visiting your partner, I really recommend, if you can, staying for a week or two at a time, not just weekends, so that you can do the dishes together and cook a meal or take the trash out or make the bed or sweep the floors or whatever that is a normal couple living together type activity, so that it's not all just fantasy and real romantic is great, but there's more to life and getting along day to day than just the romance. And you need to trust your partner. If you have anxiety and insecurity about what your partner's doing when you're not with them, and you have no idea what their schedule is like, that's going to drive you crazy, and it's going to be horrible for you, and it's going to tear you apart. Especially if you're accusatory when you talk to them, right? If you're always going, "What were you doing last night? Where were you? Why didn't you call me?" That is going to destroy a long-term relationship. Communicate frequently, but don't feel like you have to monopolize your whole life. I mean, you can do dates via phone or Skype, or watch a movie together while you're on the phone and talk about it, or do things together. And if you're going to spend hours at a time on the phone, look at it like a date. That maybe both share a glass of wine while you talk about some things like you would if you were together. And Skype is a wonderful thing, or FaceTime, or whatever it is that you use, so that you can actually look in their eyes and see them and remember what it is that you really love about this person, or if you're falling in love with this person. Most importantly, you need to talk about your goals. What is the future going to hold? Can one of you move to where the other person is, or is that not possible for either one of you? And do you want to? Would that be acceptable to let go of your life where it is to move into your partner's world? And you should probably put a time limit on how long you're willing to be in a long distance relationship with you both living in separate places, and agree together of a time limit that by this time one of us needs to move to the other place, or we need to let go and be with other people. You don't want to linger in something that isn't going to move forward and waste your time from finding someone that might be right for you. Be very careful before you decide to completely uproot your life and move to another city or town or country for someone else. Make sure relationships work best when you have independent, separate lives that you're happy in, and then you just choose to spend time together. So if you're now going to give up your independent life, you need to be really confident and really sure that if it doesn't work out, you're going to be okay and that you can make a life there. And if there's nothing for you in that city except that relationship, that's putting an awful lot of pressure on your relationship, and it usually doesn't work out well. So if you're moving to a new place, find a job there, go out and do activities without your partner so that you can make friends and have your own life, so that if it doesn't work out, you're not stranded, and you have a better chance of making it work if you've created your own life and you're not putting all that pressure on your partner to make, to have them make you their life. You know what I mean? It's like you can't be someone's everything. It's not healthy. So if you're going to move to another place for the love of your life, make sure that you create your own life in that world and don't make it only about your partner, because that'll destroy your relationship.